It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson. Only on 102.9 CHTM, your radio station.
Good morning. This is City Beat. I'm CJ Carter, and joining me in studio today is Mayor Dennis Fenske. Thank you for coming in, sir.
Good morning.
Now, if you have a question you'd like to ask the mayor, give us a call on the on-air line 677-8181. Now, to kick things off, what's been happening around the city?
Well, obviously, we're seeing some weather changes, which brings two things. One, water breaks, because there's a freeze-thaw cycle that we go through. So we've seen some more water breaks, most significantly today on Sturgeon Crescent, so please avoid the area if you can. And secondly, freeze-thaw, we've got water on the streets today, and tonight it'll freeze, tomorrow it'll be ice. So make sure you are cautious in regards to slip and falls.
Okay, now speaking of the warmer weather, it's been no secret we've had a rather unseasonably warm winter this year, which is just fine with me. But we did have a snowfall warning in effect here the other day, and I did see the trucks out clearing snow just over on Cree Road outside the station here. Now, compared with winters past, how has the city had to adjust the way they handle snow clearing and salting and things like that?
Well, we've had less snow to move, obviously, because of the weather this season. It doesn't affect our budget bottom line, because if they aren't moving snow, they're doing something else. It's not like the city of Winnipeg where they're under contract, and if you don't have snow, you save money. If you do have a lot of snow, you go over budget. In ours, our budget's flat, so our employees are either doing snow or doing other things like water breaks or other work to do. But just the level of snow this year, it's been a little easier to handle things, and we were able this month in March to get ahead of snow removal. That's what we're doing now, taking down snowbanks and getting ready for spring. So trying to make it safe. And the other thing is trying to remove the snowbanks along the roads because they're attractive to the kids, and kids can slip into the traffic. So that's we're trying to make it safe for drivers and for the kids going to and from school.
For sure. Now, tonight is the public hearing for the wastewater treatment facility. We've been talking about it the last couple of weeks, and now it's happening. What are your thoughts on the hearing? What sort of feedback are you looking for?
Well, this is just a normal process that we're going through. We had the first reading at the last council meeting. The second part of that is to have a public hearing, which is tonight, 7 o'clock at the Legion. Everyone's welcome. Bring your questions. We've had a frequently asked question flyer go out to all the ratepayers. We have the information on Thompson.ca in regards to what the proposed borrowing bylaw is with the amounts and why we're doing what we're doing. So basically, we're inviting everyone out this evening to come and ask questions, get clarification of the information that's out there, and we'll move things forward from there.
Okay. Now, the Thompson Neighborhood Renewal Corporation also had their public forum for the next 5-year plan last night, all about revitalizing and renovating the community. How does City Council fit into their plan?
Well, basically, we're a flow-through funding operation, I guess, is that they get funding from the federal government, and we're the community entity, the City of Thompson. So we receive the funding, then we flow it through to the TNRC, and then they go on to perform their programming for the year for the community. So they do really good work. We're very supportive of the staff and the projects that they have, but basically we serve as a flow-through funding agency.
All right. Now, a quick reminder to those listening, if you have a question that you'd like to ask Mayor Fenske, you can give us a call right now on the on-air line, 677-8181. Speaking of listener questions, we had a question emailed to us earlier this week. Thank you to Peter Jobs for sending it in. Peter wants to know what the council's position is on Spirit Way and the Wolf Capital of the World initiative, whether or not they support it, as well as if they have any reservations.
Well, I think to start with the Boreal Discovery Center, which was previously the Thompson Zoo, we support the transition from what it was to what it's going to be, and we've made that quite clear, quite public, that we support the transition from the Boreal Discovery Center. The initiative of the Wolf Center and the Spirit Way, and that Spirit Way has done a lot of work in regards to tourism in our community, so we support the efforts of the volunteers that have been doing that. In regards to the wolf research, it's an ongoing project. They've attended a lot of conferences. They've brought a lot of awareness to our community from the outside in regards to researchers and educators in wolf research. So we commend them on the work that they're doing, but our focus has basically been supporting the Boreal Discovery Center and the revitalization or the repurposing that from the Thompson Zoo.
Okay. Now, the Thompson Chamber of Commerce had their annual general meeting yesterday with the elections for the new executives held. What were your thoughts on the chamber from this past year, and how is the city working with them in 2016?
We have a very good working relationship with Chamber of Commerce. They're always open to us. We are a member, but they're always open to coming on to specific projects that we've asked them to come forth with. Most recently, we've been discussing the soft drinks in our community initiative by Heart and Stroke Manitoba in regards to reducing sugary drinks in communities. It's a national movement, and we just want to work with them. So the Chamber of Commerce has been part of those discussions. They allow us to be guest speakers when we have, for instance, the annual budget or a strategic plan to deliver. It provides a forum for us to come to their meeting and provide that information and update. So overall, a good group of business people in our community that are enthusiastic about making our community sustainable for many more years.
All right. One bit of news from last week was the resignation of John Burrows, the Director of Recreation, Parks and Culture here in Thompson. If you could even comment on that.
Well, basically, I mean, it's a normal process within the city of Thompson. We have 150 employees, managers, and hourly workers, and in some cases, in this case, John's decided to move on, and that's fine. We support him in his move and his move to the transition to his next stage in life. But as far as the process, we will post. He's a director, our manager of recreation services, so we will post that position as an opening, receive applications, go through the vetting process to get down to the interview process, conduct the interviews, and then award the position to whoever the successful candidate is.
What sort of criteria are you going to be looking for in that candidate?
Basically, you're looking for a Bachelor of Science in Recreation and Administrative Studies, primarily experience in municipal government, experience in granting or working with provincial or federal government agencies, obviously a background in recreation, and so that's the main criteria that we're looking for.
Okay. Before we end for today, was there anything else that you wanted to mention?
Just a reminder again, the public hearing this evening, 7 o'clock at the Legion for the wastewater treatment plant borrowing bylaw. Encourage everyone to come out and bring your questions, and we want to see a big crowd there tonight.
Okay. Well, I will certainly be attending the forum. I hope everyone takes the time to. Even if they can't attend, hopefully ask the questions and find some way to make their opinions known. Is there anything that people can do if they don't have the opportunity to come down tonight?
Certainly, they can go online and contact us that way through thompson.ca and post their comments to us. They can give us a phone call at City Hall to voice their opinions. Send us an email. We want to hear from everybody. It's a major initiative. It's a $12 million investment on the city's half, $36 million investment for the community overall, and so we want to hear from everyone.
Alrighty. Well, thank you once again for coming in for this edition of City Beat. Make sure to join us every Thursday at 11:30 to find out what's happening around the city and City Hall. For 102.9 CHTM, I'm CJ Carter.